Hello. I've not fully thought this out, or what I'm going to say, but I just want to talk for a few minutes about the concept of creativity and community. Back in January, me, Asher and Ollie, the team at Firewood Studios, put on our first event. It was a screening event called Whip Screenings, and the idea was that we brought a bunch of filmmakers together to show films they were working on, do a kind of like work in progress night so people could share films that they were still in the edit or that had just been released, and get like-minded creatives to give them some thoughts and some feedback on what they'd done, how good it was, what things they could do differently next time, and changes they could still make for the films that were still in the editing process. It was really nerve-wracking to put on our own event because none of us had ever done anything like that before. We invited a load of our friends. We invited a load of people that we respect the work of to show what they've got. And a few of them took us up on the offer. And so we had 4 filmmakers that showed us music videos and short films that they had poured kind of heart and soul and time and energy into. And then the idea is that each of the filmmakers got to ask the audience 3 questions, and the audience then scribbled it down on a piece of paper. We're going to change that for the next one, but they scribbled it down on a piece of paper what their notes were, and then they got to take them away and learn from the experience. And then afterwards, everyone went up to the bar, had a drink, and got to know other filmmakers. And it was a really humbling night for us because everyone in the room was people we knew. Pretty much everyone in the room was people we'd worked with, and there was just such a force of creativity in that space of people that were all working professionals, all in the industry, all doing a lot to kind of survive through the weird malaise that has been the last few years in the UK's film industry. And it was really, really cool to have a group of people that were there purely to help each other get better at what they were doing. And what was even cooler was the fact that they're excited to come back again. You know, that's not the last of those events that we're going to do. And I think for me, it was a real highlight of how important it is to have creative people around you, especially when you're doing creative work. I think that working in the arts is really isolating, and I think you can spend hours at a desk or on set or behind a computer trying to work something out, trying to solve a problem that needs solving. And I think that sometimes what you need to do is step out of your room and be around other people that are solving it too. You know, I don't think any of us are having isolated experiences out here. I think a lot of us are going through a lot of the same trials and tribulations when it comes to making things. And I think getting in a room with people that are also making things and showing them the things you're making and watching the things that they're making and I'm in the furthest point in the UK away from the sea, so to show them what you're making and to be looking at what they're making and to see where you can learn from each other is a really magical thing. It's an amazing feeling to have this sense of camaraderie and community, and I think for me that was the big word that sticks with me, and it's something that we talk about a lot at Firewood, is who are our community, who are the people that we want to be working with. You know, we've got a page on our website that's full of freelancers that we've worked with before, and I think that we want to shout about these people because they're amazing. Like, the work that people that we know are doing is so cool, and it's a real privilege to be able to hang out with those people and to see what they're doing, see what they're up to. And that was one of the reasons the whip screening idea came about, was that we wanted to feel this kind of community, especially, you know, Firewood's based between the Midlands and London in the UK, but this event was in the Midlands, and I don't think there's as much sense of community here in the Midlands as there is in London. You know, I have lived in London for a couple of years now, and the time I spend there, there's always events to go to, there's always people to meet, there's so much noise happening, and it's so easy to find other creative people if you know where to look. And that isn't necessarily true here. And I think it just feels amazing to know that we know so many great people that are making great stuff. And this is coming from all up and down a call sheet. You know, we had directors in the room, we had cinematographers in the room, we also had, you know, sound mixers in the room, and we had camera assistants, and we had people that were all there in their different job roles, but all there as equals, as creative people that were there because they love art and they love films and they love meeting other like-minded filmmakers. And I think finding time and finding space to be around other people that are making stuff is so vital if you are trying to make stuff. And that comes across all worlds of it. I mean, I want to make content like this on YouTube because it's fun for me. It's fun to do something that is different to my day-to-day. And I also want to make great branded content like I do with Firewood. And that means I should also be around other people that are doing the same things, because that fills my well, and it shows me that other people are going through certain challenges and certain struggles, and they're finding solutions, and I can work with them on their solutions and vice versa. And I think just creative community is such a powerful tool to have when you're making anything, really. So, yeah, I think this is a bit of a ramble, but it is just to say that creativity and creative community is something that I wouldn't take for granted. And I'm really grateful that we have a bit of that with the whip screenings. We're doing another one in May on the 8th in Leamington Spa in the Midlands again. Tickets are now available if you're watching this before the 8th of May, assuming we've not sold out. And, you know, if you happen to stumble on this video and you want to come along and be part of that community, that would be sick. You know, we want to meet new people, we want to work with new people, and we also want to help facilitate connections between others. There are people that we've known for years that had never met, that met that night, and there's opportunities then for them to work together. And I just think that's really cool. I think, you know, it's a cliche saying about a rising tide carries all ships, but I really believe it. And I think creativity and the film industry is in such a difficult spot at the moment that I think that finding other people that are going through it, being with them, watching their work, giving them notes on their work when they ask for it, yeah, it's a magical feeling. I'm really grateful to everyone that came, and I really hope that we have another big event next time. Because, yeah, just being around other creative people, man, I think if I had to sum it up, that's probably what it's all about.